Magandang gabi mga kabarangay. Kanina po na panood po natin ang vlog ni Walde Carbonell. At ayon po sa kanya, nakahanda na po ang kanyang impeachment complaint laban sa ating Pangulo kay Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ito daw po ay kanyang ipapile. Nakahanda na po. Siya po ang complainant dito. Papile po niya ito sa mababang kapulungan. Sapagkat ayon po sa saligang batas, ang mga impeachment complaint against the impeachable officials shall be initiated at the lower house or House of the Representatives. So ito pong sabi ni Attorney Carbonell, nakahanda na po yung kanyang impeachment complaint. Hindi po niya binanggit kung sino yung mag-endorse na member of the House sapagkat under the Constitution, if the complainant is a private citizen or non-member of the House of Representatives, then it must be endorsed by any member of the House of Representatives. Pero hindi rin po niya binanggit, hindi niya binanggit kung sinong member of the House ang mag-endorse po. At gayon din, hindi niya sinabi kung ano yung specific grounds. Pero usually naman po, ang grounds for impeachment ay yung treason, gross violation of the Constitution, high crimes. Yan po ang mga usual grounds. At inasahan natin na ito din po ang magiging grounds doon sa kanyang complaint. At karapatan naman po yan ng bawat mamamayan na magsampa ng kaso. At mas mabuti na po yan ang gawin niya para yung sinasabi niya na ang ating Pangulo ay de facto, hindi de jure, ibig sabihin po hindi legal na Pangulo, ay di sigurado pong kasama sa impeachment complaint niya. Ititingnan po natin kung anong mangyayari. Mas mabuti na po yun. Nang sa ganun, mas settled yung kanyang sinasabi. Pero ang tanong po dyan, bakit ngayon lang? After 5 years. Bakit hindi pa noon? Ang sabi niya kasi, ito yung nakikitang opportune time. Bakit? Well, sa tingin po natin sapagkat alam po niya na ang PDP Laban is a majority party na siyang partido ni Pangulong Duterte at marami pong members of the House belong to PDP Laban Party. Pero ngayon na-split na po yan between Pimentel o between Pacquiao and Cossey factions. So, inaasahan ni Walde Carbonell na yung factions ni Pacquiao ng mga congressmen in the PDP Laban plus yung mga anti-Duterte tulad ng Makabayan Black ay pwedeng bumoto in favor of the impeachment complaint. sapagkat ang kailangan lang naman po, una, sa Justice Committee, by the majority members of the Justice Committee, ma-evaluate nila at ma-confirm na valid yung impeachment complaint as to substance and form, then papasa po sa plenaryo, and with 1/3 votes of all members of the House, pwede na pong maging that will become an article of impeachment to be endorsed, to be submitted to the Senate, where the Senate will convert itself into an impeachment court. An impeachment trial will start. So, sa tingin po ni Waldy Carbonell, he could muster that 1/3 votes of the members of the House, because the PDP Laban as the majority party, ina-split na nga po. Itong Pacquiao factions, definitely, they will vote for the impeachment of President Duterte. At yan po is an attempt also para mapigilan si President Duterte na tumakbong Vice President by 2022. Sapagkat kung siya po ay may impeach, he will be disqualified to hold any public office as one of the penalty, because the penalty of the impeachment is removal from office and disqualification to hold a public office. So, posibleng inaasahan ni Carbonell na upang maraming mga politiko, maraming members of the House na ayaw na tumakbo si Pangulong Duterte sa pagka-Vice President in 2022, and the only way to stop it is by impeaching him. So, naniniwala siya na 1/3 of the members of the House ay makukuha niya. Pagdating naman po sa Senado for final impeachment, kasi itong 1/3 of the House, ito po ay to institute an articles of impeachment para to be submitted to the Senate. But the final impeachment verdict will be with 16 senators. 16 senators. So, inaasahan niya na lahat ng mga senador na kontra Duterte ay boboto. But we hope, sa tingin po natin, kung makuha man ni Waldy Carbonell ang 1/3 of the members of the House, at pwede po yan maging article of impeachment, pero yung 16 senators, baka mahirapan po. Sa bagay, mabigat na laban, sapagkat kung doon pa lamang sa ABS-CBN, mayroon ng 15 na gustong mabuksan ang ABS-CBN. At kung itong 15 senators na to boboto for impeachment para din mabuksan ang ABS-CBN, sapagkat ang tingin po nila si Pangulong Duterte ang pumipigil lamang. So, inaasahan nila na baka, although sa tingin po natin, mabigat na laban yan, in the sense na mabigat in favor of President Duterte, sapagkat at this point in time, yung 8 senators, yung magiging loyal senator to President Duterte is definitely more than 8. So, kung mayroong more than 8, sabihin na natin 9 senators, 9 to 10 senators would be loyal to him. Hindi na po makukuha yung the impeachment verdict na inaasahan ni Carbonell cannot be had. So, makalusot man sa House of Representatives, pagdating sa Senate, with the senators being the impeachment judges, mahirap kunin ang 16. Posibleng ang bumoto lang dyan 14 to 15. 14 to 15. Yan po yung ating pinakamalaki na yung 14 na 15 na bumoto for impeachment. But anyway, mukha pong isusulong ni Carbonell at siguradong meron na siyang kausap niyan sa House upang isulong yan. Pero sa tingin po natin, sa Justice Committee pa lamang, sa plenaryo mukhang madaling makuha yon, yung 1/3. Pero sa Justice Committee, baka hindi na makalusot. Sa Justice Committee pa lamang, baka hindi na makalusot. Sapagkat kahit saang tingnan, wala naman pong impeachable offense na which was committed by the President. Kung sasabihin ni Waldy Carbonell, definitely yung West Philippine Sea na sinasabing gini-give up ng ating Pangulo. Well, there can be no hard evidence to prove na yan po ay gini-give up ng ating Pangulo. Katunayan, mayroon tayong mga naval force with the Coast Guard also within the West Philippine Sea. Kung yan po ay ating give up, there can be no presence anymore of Philippine forces katulad ng ginawa ni Pinoy na talagang pinag-withdraw. But at present, naroon ang ating mga forces. Although naroon din ang person ng China, but it does not mean that because we are not driving away the Chinese forces or ships, vessels there, we are already giving up. No, we are just we are there to defend our territory, but short of firing, because we do not war at this point. We do not want to enter war with China at this point in time. But that cannot be an evidence of giving up our sovereignty. Because if we want to make, if war is the only way to drive away these Chinese vessels, then as we have said, that would not be the power of President Duterte to declare war with China under the Constitution. It would be for Congress to declare war or to declare the existence of war in a joint session, voting separately by total votes. So wala po sa kamay ng ating Pangulo. In other words, he cannot be impeached based on that ground of on the ground of West Philippine Sea issue. Ito naman pang on ground of human rights, gross violation of human rights, constituting gross violations of the Constitution, that cannot also be, because it is not yet proven. Although that findings of the prosecutor of the ICC to the effect that there is ground to believe that Duterte has committed crimes against humanity, hindi rin po magagamit yan. Bakit? Because it is not the finding of our own, by our own proper bodies. Meaning, we cannot use that as a ground for impeachment purposes. Otherwise, that would be interference by other countries of our internal affairs. And that cannot be valid basis to us to impeach our president, simply because based on the findings of the prosecutor of the ICC, there is a ground to believe that the president has committed crimes against humanity. Definitely that cannot be. If there should be basis, then it must be the findings by our own investigative body to that effect. So, ang ibig po sabihin yan, hindi rin magagamit na ebidensya. O sinasabi naman ni Carbonell na de facto, malabo po. Malabo yan. Sapagkat wala pong naniniwala sa teorya na ganyan. At kung sakaling naniniwala din si Carbonell, if he himself believes that theory of President Duterte being a de facto president, then dapat sa Supreme Court siya nagpunta for a quo warranto petition, katulad po ng ginawa kay Sereno. Ang problema nga lang dyan, ito entertain siya ng OSG. So ito po yung sinasabi ni Carbonell. At, pero ito naman po si Carbonell, si Walde Carbonell, uulitin po ulit natin, ito naman kanyang ipinaglalaban. Alam naman po natin, personal na interest lang yan, sapagkat siya ay pro Pacquiao. Mga supporter po sila ni Pacquiao, katulad din po ni Lapid, ni Hataw Lapid, na ayon din kay Hataw Lapid, the President Rocose grabbed the PDP Laban. So, sabi nga natin, iyan namang sinasabing pag-agaw ng ating Pangulo sa partido ng PDP Laban, hindi po naman natin masasabing inagaw. In the first place, alam naman po natin na kaya po lumaki ang PDP Laban dahil din sa ating Pangulo. It became a ruling party because the President ran under the PDP Laban party and won the presidency. So, bandwagon, marami pong naglipatan sa PDP Laban. Kaya lumaki po ang partido na yan. And secondly, alam po naman natin na wala naman pong inagaw. Because what happened was, during the National Council Assembly, all positions were declared vacant, and election was held for new set of officers, and Cusi was elected president with Pacquiao and Pacquiao was not voted so for any position anyway. So, ang nangyari po dyan, natanggal sila sa position sapagkat hindi sila naiboto. So, wala po, at hindi rin naman sila tinanggal sa partido. So, wala pong pangaagaw. Anyway, kung yan po ay kanilang questionin sa Comelec and finally to the Supreme Court, malalaman po natin kung ano talaga ang nagiging decision dyan, kung kaninong faction ang kilalanin as the legitimate holder of the PDP Laban political party. So, wala pong, kumbaga, itong mga sinasabi, lahat po yan, mga opinion na wala naman pong basihan sa katotohanan. Meron naman pong proper venue dyan para pasolve finally ang sinasabing problema. Tungkol po dito sa nagpopormahan na po para sa 2022 presidential election. At nakikita po natin na si Inday Sara ay mukhang naghahanda na rin po ang hugpong ng pagbabago with Inday Sara as the standard bearer. At this point in time, pwede po nating sabihin na 90% tatakbo po si Inday Sara. Ang question na lang po, sino ba ang magiging vice president niya? Kung si Pangulong Duterte ay will really determine as per his announcement na tumakbo, mukhang magkakaroon po ng Duterte tandem. Ngayon, ang tanong po dyan, negative ba in the sense na hindi po mananalo? Well, contrary to some opinion, ang paniwala po natin, winnable ang partido, ang tandem na Duterte. Bakit po? Sapagkat si Pangulong Duterte po ay gusto ng sambayan ng Pilipino in terms of his achievements. Kumbinsido po ang majority of the Filipino people that Rodrigo Roa Duterte has done the best things for the Filipino people for the 5 years in office. And they wanted President Duterte to still be in the government in order for him to continue his unfinished business. And the only way to make him stay in office is for him to run as vice president because there is no re-election for president. So, and President Duterte as vice president, Duterte could only work to continue his unfinished business if it would be Sara Duterte, his daughter, as who is the president. If Sara is the president and Duterte, Rodrigo, the father, is the vice president, then there will be full force to push the unfinished business for a meaningful change or changes in this country. Yun po ang kahulugan ng pagkapanalo ng Duterte tandem. Of course, with the help of the senatorial with the active assistance in terms of laws by the Senate, which would in effect be dominated by Duterte people. So, yan po ang kagandahan. For the first time ever, there will be Congress highly cooperating with the executive. And within the executive itself, within the executive department itself, we will be able to see the highly cooperation among themselves with President and the Vice President being father and daughter. Ito po ang nakikita ng sambayanan at ito po yung ating isinusulong. Ngayon, sa issue ng dynasty, katulad po ng sinasabi ni Isko Moreno na pamana, hindi po totoo yun. Kumbaga, si Isko ay talagang bobo lang to stand firm with that belief na ang mangyayari ay pamana. Hindi po. Sapagkat ang Pilipino mismo, ang mga Pilipino mismo ang pumili sa mag-ama para maging Pangulo at pangalawang Pangulo. At mayroon pong layunin yun kung bakit sinang-ayunan ng sambayan ng Pilipino. In fact, maliwanag po ito. Sa survey ng Pulse Asia, inulit-ulit po natin. For Vice Presidential, nangunguna po si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. At sa pagkapangulo naman si Sara Duterte. Ibig po sabihin, this is the sentiment of the people. Sapagkat nakita po nila ang performance ni Pangulong Duterte. Kaya ang political dynasty po, hindi po applicable dito. In the first place, wala pa pong batas na nagbabawal sa political dynasty. Totoo po na sa saligang batas yan. But that provision in the Constitution prohibiting political dynasty cannot at this point in time be implemented. Bakit po? Because it needs an enabling law to define what is political dynasty to be prohibited, to what extent as to the scope the political dynasty. And Congress, for whatever reason, did not pass an enabling law. Therefore, the political dynasty in the Constitution is a dead provision in the sense that it has not been, and it cannot at this point in time be implemented. So, wala pong batas na nagbabawal sa political dynasty. Secondly, sabi nga natin po, ito strictly speaking, hindi naman ito parang hari na ipinamana katulad ng sinasabi ni Isko. Binoboto ito ng sambayan ng Pilipino ayon sa kanilang malayang kagustuhan. Pagpili kung sino ang gusto nilang ilagay bilang pinakamataas at pangalawang pinakamataas na opisyalis ng ating bansa. So, political dynasty, inuulit po natin, hindi hadlang. Pangalawa po, yung tinatawag na geographical balance. Na kung Mindanao ka, kailangan kukuha ka ng Vice Presidente sa Luzon. Hindi po yan. It is not also applicable for this election. Bakit po? Because the choice of Sara Duterte and Rodrigo Roa Duterte is a matter of personal choice based on their personal qualities as leaders, regardless of what place they came from. Ang ano po dito, ang kumbaga ang what matter here is that Sara is seen to be the best president and Rodrigo Duterte is seen to be the vice president. As to the place where they came from does not matter. It does not matter. Anyway, kilala sila na they won't prejudice Luzonians or people from Luzon and Visayas simply because they came from Mindanao. Kitang-kita na po yan sa liderato ng ating Pangulo. So, hindi po magiging problema yan. Yung geographical balance na tinatawag. No. Ang tinitingnan ng voters, si Pangulong Duterte at si Sara Duterte ang dapat mamuno sa ating bansa after 2022 si Sara with the help of her father as Vice President. Doon naman po sa issue na sinasabi nilang si Pangulong Duterte ay tumatakbo para hindi makasuhan kaya gusto niya maging presidente. Iyon po ay alam naman po natin the president is kumbaga said within the context of Trillanes kasi binabanatan niya si Trillanes. Sabi niya kasi si Trillanes tinatakot ako, di kandidato na ako para magka-immunity. We know he is not that serious about that immunity. Kumbaga, joke niya yung kay Trillanes. At the same time, expressing his willingness to run just in case. Although there was no official, although that was not official yet. Nevertheless, it was a message to tell that he would be ready to run. Yung sinasabing because of immunity. Hindi po masyadong seryoso yun. Sapagkat mas naniniwala tayo yung kanyang pagtakbo is more because he wanted to continue his service for the people and not only because to save himself from whatever sort after his presidency. Hindi po seryoso siya doon. Mas seryoso po siya doon sa puntong gusto talaga niyang ipagpatuloy ang kanyang serbisyo bilang Vice President. For the while po, wakasan natin ang ating talakayan ngayong gabi. Muli po, maraming salamat at magandang gabi bilang suporta. Inaanyayahan po natin na i-subscribe ang ating YouTube channel, ang ating paninindigan sa napapanahong issue ng lipunan. Muli, maraming salamat at magandang gabi.